positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Sides of the story. Hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Time now for both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or novex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
This will be a better life. I'm sure someday you'll understand. We can all do better if we get together and dream. I have a dream that someday we'll all work hand in hand. I have a dream that someday this is going to be a better land. Maybe you can't see my dream, you can't see my dream, but I'm sure someday you'll understand. You can all be better if we get it together. How sweet the words sound to our ears. Only one thing wrong, my friends, till you say these words, not enough are sincere. Lord, the words of freedom, liberty, stands out in my soul and my mind. Tears come to my eyes, and I realize just as a blind. I have a dream But someday you'll end up here. I have a dream that someday for our children this will be a better land. Now maybe you can't see my dream, you can't see my dream, but I'm sure someday you'll understand. We can all be better if we get it together. And we say it again. Oh, my dream come true for me and for you. Dream, the impossible dream. I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream. I have a dream that someday this will be a better life.
It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. In fact, 2022 marks the start of the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the fourth day of the fourth month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. The month of April is being observed globally as World Autism Awareness Month. Here in Jamaica, April is Cancer Awareness Month, Farmers Month, and Manufacturers Month. It's Children's Day, Memorial Day of Chiang Kai-shek, Tomb Sweeping Day, and Women's Day in Taiwan, Basque National Day in Spain, Heroes Day in Lesotho, and Independence Day in Senegal. Hoy es lunes, el 4 de abril 2022, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones, y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones, y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est lundi le 4 avril 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutent où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Monday, the 4th of April, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Liberty stands out in my soul and my mind. We started out this afternoon with the piece entitled A Dream Deferred by one of America's greatest poets, Langston Hughes. In fact, so some people go as far as to say America's greatest poet, Langston Hughes. A Dream Deferred. A Dream Deferred. That's the piece by Langston Hughes. And we paired that with Solomon Burke's I Have a Dream. I Have a Dream by Solomon Burke. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those of you who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. If you're in the US and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. We look forward to your full participation. We're on YouTube as well, just in case you missed it. Yes, indeed, we're on YouTube, so look for the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel, and you can watch live for free on YouTube. And let's take the break and come back.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you'll feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15.
It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock, Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Teams Hardware and Farm Store, Chadad Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Boscobel Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Alice Duraney and Company Limited.
A new record.
Farmers and fisher folks, Sagicor has all your answers with coverage for life and health insurance. Tune in this and every Thursday during Farm Talk for the featured Sagicor AgriCare Plan as we educate you on the types of coverage they have to offer. That's Sagicor AgriCare Plan every Thursday during Farm Talk from 6:33 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Sagicor, affordable life and health insurance for farmers and fisher folk.
The numbers to call both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, you can send us your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes. You can call us via WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. What's on your mind this afternoon? Anxious to hear from you. Let's clear some messages in the meantime, though. Hello to Alistair Prayog. Blessed love, teacher, maximum respect, says Alistair Prayog. Thank you very much, Alistair Prayog. Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, says good afternoon. Happy and blessed Monday to all. Same to you, Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Velta Wilson is in St. Thomas. Good afternoon, Velta Wilson, and thank you for the afternoon greetings to our listeners, other listeners as well. Norman Hines is also in St. Thomas. Good afternoon, Norman Hines. Hello to Coal World Coal. Good afternoon to you too. Thank you for the greeting. Welcome, Angela Forrest. Good afternoon. Sophia Nemad in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Welcome, Nicola in Central Jamaica. Always good to hear from you. And we trust that Olivia had a most enjoyable birthday. All the best, Olivia. And let's see. Also greeting us over on YouTube, Jose Diaz. Jose Diaz says, happy Monday, Dervan. To you too, Jose Diaz. Looking good from my side, Dervan, from San Francisco, says Jose Diaz. Muy buenas tardes, Jose Diaz. Thank you so much for tuning in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. And some other information popping up. Let's bring you up to date. In case you've had a busy morning into mid-morning and didn't get a chance to catch up, let's see if we can help you with that. Easter delays for UK travelers as COVID cancels flights. Let's hear what this one is about. British travelers going abroad for the Easter holidays, faced disruptions today as two main carriers, British Airways and EasyJet, cancelled dozens of flights due to staff shortages related to soaring cases of COVID-19 in the United Kingdom. Budget carrier EasyJet grounded 62 flights scheduled for Monday after cancelling at least 222 flights over the weekend, while British Airways said some 36 out of its 115 flights cancelled today were due to pandemic-related problems. An EasyJet spokesman said it is experiencing higher than usual levels of employee sickness as a result of high rates of COVID-19 infections across Europe. So those of us who have been of the mindset that the end is near, please think again. The end as far as COVID-19, far from near. The airline added that the number of cancellations represents a small proportion of the total of more than 1,600 flights planned for today. Several of the British Airways cancellations were made at the last minute due to staff calling in sick, and about 25 others were as a result of a decision taken in recent weeks to reduce its overall flight schedule. And the story goes on. Heathrow Airport, Europe's busiest, said it had anticipated delays this week because it expected to see the largest number of people traveling since the March 2020 lockdown. We still have some ground to cover before we can start having that kind of a conversation about COVID being behind us. Far from it, it seems. Construction worker killed at shop in Manchester is another story trending right now. A 28-year-old construction worker was last night shot and killed at a shop in Beverley District, Mile Gully, Manchester. The deceased has been identified as Kimarley Bryan. According to the police, about 7:45 yesterday evening, Bryan was at the shop with his sister and another person when a man walked up and ordered a cigarette. The man then reportedly engaged Bryan in conversation and subsequently pulled a gun and shot him. The injured man was taken to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No event permits to be issued in Seaforth due to violence. Violence in Seaforth. The police in St. Thomas will not grant entertainment permits in the Seaforth Police Division as part of efforts to fight crime and to keep communities safe. Commanding Officer Superintendent Alison Byfield says the division has been experiencing an ongoing flare-up of violence. Byfield says since the start of the year, the division has recorded 6 murders, which, according to her, could be a result of the ongoing feud between 2 factions in the area. The latest murder was recorded Tuesday, March 22, when a man was shot and killed in Top Hill in the community of Soho. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Rupert Francis, otherwise called Garthy, a farmer who lived in the area. An 18-year-old male was also shot and injured in the incident. It's reported that about 8:20 p.m., residents heard loud explosions and went to investigate. Both men were found lying at the front of a shop suffering from gunshot wounds. The police were notified and they were taken to hospital where Francis was pronounced dead. Byfield shared that the police have increased their presence in several communities over the past few months. She noted that permits for entertainment events will not be granted until there is some semblance of order in the area. "30 schools to benefit from energy efficient retrofits." We certainly have been a little slow in that regard, but for what it's worth, 30 secondary schools across Jamaica will benefit from a pilot project which aims to reduce electricity costs by 40 to 70% and increase energy efficiency and the use of renewable energy sources. And we also need to digressing from the story itself, because a big part of the problem has to do with how our schools are constructed. And they will tell you that they're built in such a way to withstand the vagaries of activities that some students engage in, which serve to destroy rather than to maintain the school structure. And so they have to create structures that can withstand the forces of young people of school age. So that's part of it. But we have to do better from the standpoint of managing these impressionable young men and women, girls and boys. It shouldn't be that we have to build classrooms that look like prisons in order to minimize vandalism. We need to work on that. So that's part of the problem. Because of vandalism, the classrooms are built like prisons. And so there's not enough provision is made for adequate lighting, especially during the days. So what we have are schools that are running electricity, are burning energy in the middle of the day, brilliant sunshine, but the classrooms are dark. So it's something that we have to look at, and more than retrofitting. And it's good to have renewables in place in our schools, but we have to also rehabilitate we have to take another look at how we're building classrooms going forward. But in the meantime, the existing ones need retrofitting and redesigning and repurposing, because they really can give you a feeling of being in prison, the way these classrooms are constructed. So there's a lot to be done there. But for what it's worth, we're being told that 30 secondary schools across Jamaica will benefit from a pilot project which aims to reduce electricity costs by 40 to 70% and increase energy efficiency and the use of renewable energy sources. The school's energy efficiency and solar pilot project will be implemented through the Ministry of Education and Youth, the National Education Trust, and Canada-based renewable energy company Roswell Development, Inc. Under the project, the schools will be retrofitted with LED lighting, inverter air conditioning units, solar photovoltaic PV systems, among other solutions. The project will be executed under an energy savings performance contract, which was signed at the Development Bank of Jamaica in St. Andrew on March 29. We'll have to leave it there for now. A little later on, we'll pick up on some of the other developments in the news, locally, regionally, internationally, and we look forward to your calls as well. But for now, stand by for today's edition of Land Solutions.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also, learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
Consumer Talks, educating and empowering consumers towards a more vigilant and confident consumer-friendly Jamaica. Join us every second and last Tuesday of each month at 9:35 on Real Business. Listen and learn about your rights and responsibilities. Learn how the CAC works to empower consumers in Jamaica. Consumer Talks, brought to you by the Consumer Affairs Commission, protecting your rights, securing our future. The Rehabilitation Institute of the Caribbean, providing medical care for function and performance, in association with Winchester MRI, Jamaica's first choice for MR imaging. Immune Active Deck, a combination of key active ingredients designed to boost the body's natural defense. And Almighty Studios, a recording studio where we create worship music to praise, to worship, and to serve, present Rehabilitation Now, a 30-minute feature on physical medicine and rehabilitation for people overcoming pain or dysfunction from injury or disease that affects muscles, tendons, nerves, and joints. Rehabilitation Now with rehabilitation physician Dr. Paula Dawson airs every Thursday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. on Power 106. Free your body from aches and pains with Rehabilitation Now, right here on Power 106 FM.
It's a Monday afternoon, just after 2:30, and that means time for Land Solutions. This is the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land. You've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4113-5. That's 876-922-4113. 876-922-4114 and 876-922-4115. The text line for Land Solutions is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-387-3183, 876-387-3183. The website is landsolutionsja.com. landsolutionsja.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja. facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. The law firm Brown, Findley and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the JN Building. That's the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. You're encouraged to call ahead instead of just turning up at the offices of Brown, Findley and Company. The numbers to call: 876-908-1950. That's 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. 876-908-3815. On a Thursday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., a lawyer is on duty at the Ocho Rios office of Brown, Findley and Company from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you wish to contact the Ocho Rios office directly, their number is 876-974-6083. 974-6083. In a moment, your host on today's edition of Land Solutions, attorney at law, Gloria Brown.
And good afternoon to you and good afternoon to our listeners. Welcome again to Land Solutions. And remember, you can give me a call at 922-411-325, and I'm Gloria Brown. Or you can send me a WhatsApp message.
While we reconnect with attorney at law, Gloria Brown, let's remind you this is Land Solutions during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. Let's remind you of those numbers, 876-922-4113-5. 876-922-4113-5. And again, the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. You can call the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company at 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The website is landsolutionsja.com. landsolutionsja.com. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. And if you wish to get in touch with the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company, the numbers to call, 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. And a reminder that a lawyer is on duty every Thursday at the Ocho Rios office of the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company. That's upstairs, Shop 6, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. And if you wish to call the law firm, the offices of Brown, Findlay and Company, the Ocho Rios office to be more precise, you can call 876-974-6083. 876-974-6083. And once again, the email address, gloria@landsolutionsja.com, gloria@landsolutionsja.com. And in the meantime, feel free to post your messages and ask your questions. Good afternoon to Violet White, who's tuned in. She says, good afternoon, Dervan. Blessings of the day to you and yours. Thank you, Violet. Mikey D is in London, England. And he says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and all listeners. Good afternoon, Mikey D. Olga Hollingshead says, and she's in Florida, blessings of the afternoon to you, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and all your listening diaspora family and friends. Have a wonderful day. The very same to you, Olga Hollingshead. Thank you very much for joining us here on Land Solutions during both sides of the story on Power 106 FM as we stand by to reconnect with attorney at law Gloria Brown, who is on duty today on Land Solutions. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land. Maybe you want to ask a question about land surveys and what is involved in that process. Maybe you want to talk about willing property. How do you go about willing your property to your family members and whoever else for that matter? The business of of making changes, whether to your will in relation to land. It's just a whole collection of material and subject matters essential. And we see Driver in America has shared with us pictures of land and some rentayam, as he refers to it, some ancient rentayam found on some of the land somewhere being cleared after a long time being overgrown by bushes, no fertilizer or any other chemicals. And also, we're told after years of seeking labor to clear the land, it's some women who stepped up and are clearing the land. Well, we're not going to quote that piece that speaks about when you want something done or said and who is more likely to, well, anyway, let's leave that there for the time being. But thank you for sharing, Driver in America. Thank you very much. Let's officially say good afternoon. Well, one more time. Good afternoon and welcome to Attorney at Law, Gloria Brown. Good afternoon, Ms. Brown. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan. I agree with you not to go any further on that one. Thank you, Dervan.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
Okay, sure, thanks. So good afternoon again, listeners. Welcome back to Land Solutions. Thanks to Dervan for filling in for me. I guess I know he should be able to do the program. I know he could do the program. And I probably should let him do it one week. But thanks again, listeners, for joining us on Land Solutions. And just remind my listeners that I will be in Ocherius this Thursday from about 10 to 1 o'clock this Thursday at 10 to 1. So give me a call in office, 908-1950 or 908-3518 to make an appointment to see me in Ocherius this Thursday. But right now, let's talk on Land Solutions. Call me on Land Solutions now, 922-411-325. And I was listening to the RJR news earlier today, and I was listening to, I think, the president of JTA speaking about the emphasis being placed on education and the learning loss, but the neglect of the social problems that many of the students have come back from COVID with. And I want to tie that into the entire land situation as well, and to say to us that it's all well and good for us to be working hard to buy the land, to own the property, but what is happening with the children we are going to be leaving it to? Are they whole? Okay, are they children with serious challenges? So we have to balance in the working hard to own the house, to own the piece of land, to get the title to build the house, with what is happening with our children. In terms of even their education. Because I've said it on this program more than once that many times persons are saying to children when the PET results come out or the GSAT formally, it doesn't matter what school you pass for, it is what you do. And it's not really true though, because when you look at the percentage and some schools have been 1%, 0%, it's a little hard on some of these children.
We have a caller for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, how can I help? I'm listening to you. Seem to have a challenge here. Hello, yes, sir. How can I help?
Yes, Mr. Brown, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Right, Brother Dervan, I just sent him those pictures, Yes, the same land, has been under bushes for years and years and years and cleaning down, and everybody's surprised. A woman over there start going so, but anyway, we give praises to God. The same land, Mrs. Brown. If the title indicates a certain amount, but as a youth growing up, and my father, when I survey, it's a lot more than what the title says. What What do you do in such a situation?
I wonder if the type is by estimation or it was by a survey. I'd love to hear what the title says, if it has the word estimation on it.
Maybe you could pick up on that point after the break, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
It's a Monday afternoon, and you know it's time for Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Attorney at Law Gloria Brown doing duties this afternoon. Let's remind you that the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. There's also an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. In fact, every Thursday, there's a lawyer on duty from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And as Ms. Brown has said, she'll be on duty this Thursday at the Ocho Rios office of the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company. And that's Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. The website is landsolutionsja.com, landsolutionsja.com. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com, gloria@landsolutionsja.com. If you wish to get in touch with the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company, apart from the number we gave you with respect to the Ocho Rios office, there are the regular offices of Brown, Findlay and Company numbers 876-908-1950 and 876-908-3518. Once again, here's Attorney at Law Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Do I still have the caller?
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Brown.
Yes. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, so Ms. Brown, as I was saying, I am in the process of having to apply for a title. Hello?
Does the title say by description?
Honestly, it's really the tax document because there's difficulty locating the title itself.
No, but you can use the tax
document.
You can use the tax to pick up the title number. I'm going to ask you to call me tomorrow.
But I would that for quite a while, and they cannot find. They're talking about it used to be a different system, and now it's a new system, and
all right.
But anyway, I want to survey it and apply.
The surveyor should be able to find the title. So yes, go ahead with the survey. Because you have to re-register the land. It depends on the variation. Because I suspect that if the title is different from how much you get on the survey, more than likely it's an estimation that was there. And then you'd have to re-register it using a plan.
Oh, so we would have to. So in surveying it now, do I survey the entire property, or because we don't know where the marks are? I just know the land.
That's for the surveyor to find out and to guide you with.
Okay.
Yes, and you'd have to survey.
I just want to know if we do it all in one, or or do I?
But
Because I've been waiting like more than a year to try and get the title.
Whose land is it? Whose land is it?
My father.
Yes. So you don't want, if it belongs to your father, you don't want to survey everything.
Oh, okay. So everything that I know that is his land, survey that.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much. And,
You're welcome.
Be in touch. A good day to all. Bless Brother Dervan.
Take care. Bye-bye.
The number to call 922-411-325. And I'm glad that this gentleman is trying to sort out his father's property. And that's what I'm encouraging persons to do. Do not just leave the property there, because you can imagine, if it's so difficult for us to own property now. You can imagine how hard it was for our grandparents and those before them to have bought some of these properties that were just neglecting and leaving alone. I always said to my clients, even to survey, type it, and even to sell it, to use the money to buy something else, or to buy something where you're living, or to improve your lot, to educate your children. But don't just leave the family land like that, because there are persons around who might just have use for it when you don't.
Another one for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
I'd like to find out. I purchased a piece of land some time ago, but upon purchasing it, the understanding, there are some informal persons who were on it. Now, I consulted with the owner, and she said that the person who occupied did not have any legal claims to the property in question, so the sale went through. Now, the persons were served eviction notice, and the persons are now saying that the person who sold it, the father, who was the original owner, gave them a certificate of gift for the piece that they're occupying. So what I want to find out is that he is saying they have legal claims to that specific area, or can I get them off legally?
The thing is, if they are there undisturbed, you're going to have a problem. If they have not been taken to court in the last 12 years, you're going to have a problem getting the piece that they are on.
No, man, they are not on it for, well, they were paying the lease. So upon them stop paying the lease, it did not exhaust the 12 years period.
Understood. Yes, so therefore, if they would have to prove then that it was really given to them, if they have not been there for 12 years after paying lease. So if they can't prove that it was given to them, then they might have a problem.
So if they can prove that it was given to them, then they would have some legal claim then.
Yes. And so didn't you use a lawyer when you were buying?
Yes. But that aspect of it did not come up, because when the seller was questioned as it relates to the legitimacy or if any subdivision had taken place, she said no.
But the agreement did not say you are to get vacant possession?
Well, a part of the agreement was that I would evict them off the property, and there would be a reduction in the cost.
Okay, I understand. Well, that's your responsibility now, but those things you have to be so careful. Because a lot of people are in trouble, a lot of people have trouble and they're trying to pass on the trouble to an unsuspecting person. But I suspect that probably, which is why she decreased the price. Because she probably has tried getting them off and could not. You're going to have the chance, because you don't even have this amount of evidence now to take to court and to prove. And she might be reluctant to go to court with you now. So you have a challenge. And if they can't prove it, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem if they can prove that it's really...
So, question then.
Yes.
So, can I take any form of legal action against her who sold the land?
No, because you agreed.
It was sold under some aspect of false pretense or misinformation.
Well, you could try it. I mean, you can't take action against anybody, If you could just see a man on the road and take action against it, whether or not you'll succeed to it is another question. But you could always say, we call it misrepresentation in law. That's what we call it, misrepresentation. So you could bring the action, but sometimes the cost of these actions is more than what you pay for the land sometimes. And these people have concrete houses on it?
Well, only one person, and the person is claiming that it was a deed of gift from the seller's father.
So why didn't you investigate this before you? Anyways, hindsight is 2020. If you didn't investigate all of this before you bought, but you might have a child, might have to cut out that piece and leave it alone. And most times when these persons occupy, they occupy the best part at the front.
I see. Well, the thing is, I don't have a problem cutting off the persons, because if it comes to that, then fine. I will cut them off and because it's a small portion they're occupying.
What parish is it?
In Hanover.
Yes, you might have to do that. And you could avoid the subdivision in doing that as well. There are ways you can avoid the subdivision. You might have to do that. Sometimes it's for peace sake too, because you don't want to be at war with your neighbors.
Yeah, but what I want to know is that if they had some legitimacy, because I was wondering if because she sold the land, if that would have override or succeed her father giving it to them.
No, it would not.
It would not.
Which is why they say let the buyer beware. You must be aware of what you're buying because you bought seeing the person's concrete house on it. That's what any judge would say to you. You bought seeing the person's concrete house.
Well, basically it was basically a concrete bottom. You understand? Yeah. So it was not any a structural house per se.
You saw their house on it, so you had a responsibility to do some due diligence.
Well, what I found rather strange, when they found out that the property in question was selling, they started converting the wooden aspect of it into
that's Jamaica for you.
Into concrete.
I hope they took some pictures of it at that time.
Yeah, man. Well, surveyors went there and did what they were supposed to do.
No, but surveyors don't take pictures. Valuators do.
Valuators, yeah, man. Valuators went there and did what they were supposed to do.
You might find yourself tied up in court for the next 10 years, So you need to wait and see what it's worth and see if you can. Sometimes they will even buy the little piece from you, you'll be surprised.
Well, probably that's the route I may have to go. If they cannot provide any form of legitimate claim, I would not have a problem selling them. I just want to know if their claim can really stand up to scrutiny.
It could. Because the gentleman who sold it to you can only sell what he owns. That is the fact that given it to these people, he could not sell you that.
Okay. All right, then, thank you.
Sure, my pleasure. All right, as I said to the gentleman, let the buyer beware. That's a term we use in law. Careful what you buy. That's what they're saying. We hear.
Yet another one for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon.
Hello, Ms. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain for me, a person living in foreign, having a TRN, and you're doing a business for the person, like land, to get a title to specific? How is it being done over there? What the TRN is being done?
All right. So what I do, I apply for TRN for people all the time. So you want to get a TRN for somebody who is abroad?
No, they have a TRN,
Yes.
The person have a TRN.
So what
but based on what the lawyer have told me that they need to have the TRN and the form to get the title.
Right, so just call and get the TRN number and write it down and give it to the lawyer on a piece of paper.
Okay, that's...
Yes,
okay.
They don't need a card or anything. Just tell the lawyer the TRN is 111111111. That's all he needs.
Okay. The other thing is, Brown, if a person is unable to sign in a transaction to get a title, somebody can sign on their behalf?
Let them make an X.
Repeat that for me?
Let them make an X. Can the person make an X? Can the person make an X?
Every person can?
Can make X.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, man, that is good enough.
Okay.
Yes, the X is good enough. So the JP will read the thing over to the person and the person will make an X. We call it a mark.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Sure, you're welcome. And solution?
listen to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Tings Hardware and Farm Store, Chad Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Basketball Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Ellis Duane and Company Limited.
A new record.
April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
Consumer Talks, educating and empowering consumers towards a more vigilant and confident consumer-friendly Jamaica. Join us every second and last Tuesday of each month at 9:35 on Real Business. Listen and learn about your rights and responsibilities. Learn how the CAC works to empower consumers in Jamaica. Consumer Talks, brought to you by the Consumer Affairs Commission, protecting your rights, securing our future.
You're listening to Land Solutions during both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Any question at all having to do with land, any issue, the sale, purchase, conveyance, wills, land surveys, anything at all to do with land, you've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4113 to 5. That's 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line for Land Solutions is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja. facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The website is landsolutionsja.com. landsolutionsja.com. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. The law firm Brown, Findley and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. A lawyer is on duty at that office in Ocho Rios every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Attorney at Law Gloria Brown will be on duty this Thursday. To get in touch with the law firm Brown, Findley and Company and to do so safely, please call 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. Once again, here's Attorney at Law Gloria Brown, and we have a caller for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, Ms. Brown.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I have an issue with my neighbor. Actually, I realized my neighbor erected a building to only it. And upon doing a survey, it was discovered that a section of the building, end quote, went over the line or fence. It was a likely recourse. Now to correct that.
The caller is breaking up.
Hello?
Yes. You said that your neighbor erected a building and a portion of it is encroaching on your property.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Oh, you're saying that a portion of the building neighbor erected is on your property.
It extends over the fence.
So what is it that you want to do?
Well, I'm just seeking advice as to in order to correct that.
All right. Is the person willing to buy the little piece of land from you?
Well, we have not gotten to that point because I just discovered that's a possibility.
Yes, that's first. That the person that if you can and you can do without the piece, you sell it to them. With an extra piece for them to be able to walk around the building and get it valued and sell it to them. Let them take on the cost of surveying, etc. That's the best way. If they have had it there for 12 years, they can get it without your permission.
Okay.
So how long has it been there?
It's less than a year.
So I would go the negotiation route to see if they would buy it from you. If not, then and they are reluctant to do that, then you might have to go to court for an order. And the court could ask them to knock down the building. So I hope they will have a good lawyer who will encourage them to pay you for the portion and to get it surveyed off. That's really where I would start.
Okay, thank you. One more issue with regards to the question of fencing, because I have a what they call a wire fence in place now, and the same neighbor is contemplating erecting a more permanent fencing. What are the circumstances going forward?
Right, because the neighbor could serve you notice and then you are obligated to pay for half of the fence.
Okay.
Yes, under we have a law called the Dividing Fences Act. So they could give you a notice and tell you this is the cost of the fence and you have an obligation to pay a half.
Okay.
So
Okay, very much. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Bye-bye. So interesting situation. Which is why I'm saying to person, before you build, get a surveyor before you build. Because sometimes you are sure that is your boundary, but it is not. Before you put up a fence, before you build anything, get a surveyor to go and to check and to ensure.
Another one for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm just here contemplating. How hard would it be to get somebody name and a registered title? I am the owner of the property.
You want
I'm getting old, yeah.
You want to add somebody to the title?
Yes.
And this is the person you would want to get the property if you should pass on, this person only?
Your voice went.
Is this the only person you would want to get the property if you should pass on?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so I would encourage you to do that. So you just need to know your lawyer. What parish is the property in?
Clarendon.
Okay, well that's good because you don't have to pay the heavy transfer tax in Clarendon. So we just need your name, address, occupation, and TRN for you and that person.
Yeah.
But I encourage you to keep a life interest in the property. Let the property be yours for life. So it will say to John Brown for life and after death to Peter. Keep a life interest where you are in charge as long as you are alive. But then if anything should happen to you, they don't have to probate anyway. It will go automatically to this person.
Okay. But this will have to be done with a lawyer.
That's something you'll be able to do yourself.
Okay. Well,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay. So the persons who want to add names to title, etc., you need to give consideration. Is this the only person I want to get it? Because sometimes persons will say, I have 7 children, but I'm just going to give it to this one and this one will take care of the rest. That's not a good idea. Because that one should pass on, it will only go to that one spouse and children. If you you have 5 children, you want the 5 of them to put them on the title. I don't know, you can put 100 people on a title, 1 million people. There's no limit to the number of persons you can put on a title. Any number you want, you can put on a title. The number to call 922-411-325. And the text line or the WhatsApp line is 387-3183. 387-3183 is the WhatsApp number. This person is asking what action can be taken against a survey. My land title was approved over a year ago, but the survey diagram needs to be amended. It was submitted, but there was another error. The surveyor seemed reluctant to correct it again. Is there anything I can do? It's 12 years since I'm trying to get the title. I can imagine you must be frustrated. There is a number you could call the survey department to get some assistance. Because I don't have the number here for the organization you should complain to. But if you call my office tomorrow, I could give you the complaint division for the survey department. I know it's a little frustrating for the surveyors because when you lodge these applications, the survey department will send them back to you for the surveyor to see if this is affected by this title. And it's a little frustrating for the surveyors. And also, maybe I really shouldn't say it, but I think a lot of the surveyors, because it's so expensive to do the checks, some of them are hoping that the National Land Agency will help with the check by rejecting the plan and say check this title, and then they will do that. I think that's a part of the challenge too. But for you to be waiting for your title for 12 years, that's a little long. Something you really need some assistance. But I'm going to ask you to call me tomorrow, and I will see if I could give you the organization to call to see if you can get some assistance. Number to call 922-411-325, and the text line is 387-3183. 387-3183. That's the text line or the WhatsApp line. I've been living on a property that doesn't belong to me legally. It belongs to my cousin who has passed. There's a partition fence that has been erected over 10 years ago, but it's now a problem to the neighbor who is contending that it was not erected in the correct spot. What she has gone on to do, to see when appease herself, is tear down the fence partially, which is laid over our premises. What can I do? Have a discussion with your neighbor. And it's where you try to come to an agreement as to where the worst thing is to live bad with neighbors, and we have too much of this. Well, what you really need to as well is to get a surveyor to come in, get the neighbor to get her own surveyor, you get your own, and let the surveyors come in and see if you can come to an agreement exactly where this fence is to be erected. But it's important for you to have this resolved now. To rectify the problem, get a surveyor, or get 2 surveyors, because you know how we are. When I get mine, you're going to say mine is biased. So let 2 surveyors meet, the neighbor's surveyor, your surveyor, 2 of them meet on the ground, agree as to where the boundary should be, put the pegs in, and both of you come together and erect a wall to solve your problem once and for all. We're having too many land problems in this country. My dad is living on a piece of land that he's not paying tax for. The land belongs to my grandfather. My dad has been living on it over 40 years. I'd like for him to get the title, and you could send me the required documents. You send me the required, ask him what is required for subdivision approval. I would need to know what parish you're in, because if your father has been on it for over 40 years, then we could get the subdivision approval waived. If there's no title for it, and if there's no title with a condition that speaks to subdivision. So I want you to call me on the same number that you're sending me the WhatsApp for. Tell me what parish this in, and we will see about getting a waiver of the subdivision for you, because that has been on it for over 40 years. What does it need to get splinter titles for a subdivision with 3 lots? So what you need to get a splinter title for a subdivision, you're going to need a subdivision approval. You're going to need the survey diagram for the lot. That's different from the subdivision approval. That's the pre-check plan. You could have 3 separate plans, or you could have just one plan that we have to deposit. You're also going to need a declaration from the surveyor. And you might need a certificate from the parish council, a certificate of compliance, or a road and work certificate to say all the conditions have been complied with. You can call me tomorrow and I'll give you more information. This is Land Solutions.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is
3:15. It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Tings Hardware and Farm Store, Chada Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Boscobel Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Ellis Duaney and Company Limited.
A new record.
The National Irrigation Commission Limited encourages efficient irrigation practices and responsible use of water. By doing so, we will allow the aquifer to be recharged and keep the supply flowing. A message from the National Irrigation Commission Limited. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also, learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
Jesus, Jesus, oh Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world. The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live, declare the words of the Lord. Amen. You shall be a living testimony here on the Lord's side.
It's the final segment of Land Solutions for today. Get in those questions before time runs out. The numbers to call the program, Land Solutions, 876-922-4113-5. 876-922-4113-5. The text line for Land Solutions is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. The website is landsolutionsja.com. landsolutionsja.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja, facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The law firm Brown, Findlay and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. A lawyer is on duty every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Ocho Rios office. And if you wish to call the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company, the numbers are 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. Once again, here's attorney at law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. So, listeners, I started the program by saying that it does not, it doesn't really benefit us to be working really hard to get these titles and to buy these properties when our children need some attention, because they are the ones that are going to be willing the properties too. And we need to leave it in, having worked so hard for it, we need to leave it in responsible hands. So just to encourage us to spend a little more time with the children. And why this came up this afternoon was I was looking at the court list every week on a Monday. There's a list that is given out by the court with all the matters that are being heard, so you can see what time, what court your matter is in, etc. And I was looking at the court list for today, and I noticed how many matters there were on the list where young men have been charged with having a relationship with girls under 16. And a lot of young men are not even aware, because they're feeling that, okay, this person, she's 16, but she's my girlfriend. And I just want, as parents, grandparents, to let our boys know that a girl under 16 cannot give consent to any kind of relationship. So even if she agrees and you are caught in a relationship with her, you're going to be in trouble. And to get a lawyer to go to court on any criminal matters these days, you might have to sell the very house. So I want us to educate, because one of my concerns that I don't think there's enough information out there. Well, the information might be out there, but our children and a lot of us, we are not listening. We are not going where this information is, because the children are busy playing games, even the adults busy playing games. And a lot of information. So the land information, a lot of information out there in relation to land. Persons are knowing for this first time since we started this program. There are so many persons who are saying how much they have learned, how much knowledge they never had before, that they now have because of land solutions. And we're seeing that's the same challenge we're having in terms of criminal matters and a lot of other civil matters as well, that a lot of children, a lot of young persons, a lot of adults don't really know our legal rights. And we have the technology, we have the information at our fingertips right on our phones, and we need to be looking for this information and educating ourselves and educating our children. The numbers to call 922-411-325. And remember, you can send me a WhatsApp message or a text message at 387-3183. 387-3183. So the listener was asking, how can you get your splinter titles? What will you need? You're going to need the subdivision approval, the survey diagram, which is different from the approval. Usually the survey diagram might be on plastic, that's the one showing the lots. You're going to need a declaration from the surveyor. You're going to need the certificate from the parish council, and of course you're going to need the title. And that will give you your 3 splinter titles. Also, you're going to have to let your lawyer know the value of the property, because that will determine the titles of his fee. This person said, my name is V. Husband, I have been living on a piece of land for 18 years with my father-in-law. And the father-in-law lived there for 30 years. All the taxes have been paid, but now he has died, and a man come from nowhere that the land was given to him, and he's now the new owner. Land grab, my dear. That's what I'm calling it, land grab. I think some of these persons are looking in the obituaries, the death column, and find out who has died. Okay, so since you said this property was given to you and your husband for 18 years, I know another thing another challenge I'm having with a lot of these, of the persons who are calling or are texting. You only wait until there's a fire before you start doing anything. You have been there for 18 years and now you're making somebody come to claim. All right, what I'm saying to you though, don't allow this person to claim, survey the property and start right away. Get a surveyor this evening. And I'm going to send you a document to say the things I need. But a lot of persons are coming and putting in claims like these, because a lot of them are really testing the waters to see if they will succeed. But you having been there for 18 years, the only person who could really displace you would be the government if it were government land. And I don't think from what you're saying is government land. So I'm saying to you, survey the land and move to title it. If this gentleman comes to give you any problem, get a lawyer and start that action in court right away. But move towards getting a title now. And I'm encouraging all my listeners, don't wait until you go to pay the taxes and you realize somebody has paid it, or somebody has died and somebody has come to claim it, or you want to survey it and somebody objects to the survey. Don't wait until problems. While things are going okay, get the property surveyed. I encourage persons last week, just send me a WhatsApp message, 3873183. Just say I need a title, and I'll just send you a one-page form to say what you would need to put together. Just say I need a title. And I'm encouraging everybody on a piece of land that you know is yours, you got it, you have been there a long time, or somebody willed it to you, or somebody bought it. Don't wait until problems come. Just survey the land now and let's get a title for you before the evil days come, before trouble comes. The number to call 922-411-325, and the text line is 387-3183. 387-3183. Good afternoon, Ms. Brown. I built a concrete fence. My neighbor claimed that some of the fences on his property served me and later give me 21 days to remove the fence, or will demolish it and send the cost to me. No, he needs to take you to court, but I also need to know how long now since you have had this fence. I need to know how long now since you erected the fence, and the neighbor would have to really take you to court. You can't really just legally just come and just destroy your fence like that. But you need to get a survey as well to confirm that the fence is really there, especially if you have not had the fence there for more than a certain period of time. So I need to get some more information as to how long you have had the fence. I'm going to ask you to give me a call, 387-3183. 387-3183. You're going to give me a call after the program so I can get a little bit more information. But this is reinforcing what I've said earlier. Do not build on land unless you, or put up a fence unless you get a surveyor to direct you as to exactly where the fence should be. Because sometimes we're so sure that we know the boundary, but we don't. And then we run into problems. Good afternoon, Ms. Brown. Let me say I never miss the program. If I can, my questions, I have my TRN. If I buy property in Jamaica, let's say in St. Anne, I ask my daughter on the side, what document does she need to produce? She has no TRN and was born in Canada. Oh, we'll gladly get a TRN. You're a constant listener to the program. We'll gladly get a TRN for your daughter. So give me a call afterwards or send me a text message if you want us to get one. It's a very simple process. And we'll give you some guidance as to how to get it. Something that we can just deal with and walk into the tax office. What we usually do, we usually send a letter, a consent letter to the client. So it's a letter giving Brown, Finlay and Company permission to collect the TRN. That's what the letter will say. Then we'll give you the TRN form. And also what you need to do, you're going to sign the consent letter, sign the TRN form, and also get a notary public to certify the TRN form. Even though there's no space on the form to certify, get a little space near to your signature. Let the notary certify the form. Let the notary certify the letter giving Brown, Finlay and Company permission to collect the form for you. And also let the notary certify one of your photo IDs, whether your driver's license or your passport. That's for your daughter. Make sure, though, the important things to note, make sure that the signature that you have on your ID is the same signature that you put on the consent letter giving us permission to pick up the TRN, and also the same signature that you put on the TRN form. And then we can gladly send to the tax office and bear to the tax office and pick up a TRN for your daughter. But remember, if you are going to put anybody on a title or remove anybody from a title, you have to have a TRN. So a lot of clients will say, but I've never been to Jamaica, or my daughter has never. As long as you are doing business in Jamaica, you have to have this number called a taxpayer registration number, TRN. Taxpayer registration number. Just like you can't get the job abroad without the social security number, you can't get to business in Jamaica without the TRN. What am I saying to my listeners this afternoon? I'm encouraging you. We have, as I said earlier, there seems to be something called a land grab. People are waiting until people die and come and claim property, and many of them will come with documents. I'm saying to us, do not wait on these things. Survey your property, send me a little note to say I need a title, and I will send you what is needed. But I'm encouraging persons to deal with your titles now. Well, I've been ultra this afternoon. If you want to contact me tomorrow when I'm in office in Kingston, 908-1950 or 908-3518. I want to say thanks to Dervan and thanks to Adrian Reed and thanks to all my listeners who continue to support Land Solutions. Have a good afternoon.
Importers, provide proper invoices for customs when presenting goods for examination. This could prevent delays during clearance. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. 20 feet. Just 20 feet. That can make the difference between life and death when you're operating equipment or doing construction on a GPS power line. Any closer, and you can cause severe damage or even death. You put your life on the line for that. For the sake of your loved ones, just follow this simple instruction and stay 20 feet away from JPS power lines when you're operating equipment or doing construction. Stay safe. Protect life and property. For assistance, call 1-888-225-5577. JPS, powering what matters.
Get front row access to 5 exhilarating days of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships live on OneSpotMedia.com. Pay-per-view from April 5 to 9. Purchase your early bird season pass for only US $27.99. Offer ends March 27, or the regular season pass for US $34.99. You may also purchase day passes, days 1, 2, and 3 for US $10.99 each. Day 4 US $15.99 and day 5 US $20.99. Simply log into One Spot Media, select the pay-per-view tab, and buy your ticket. You may also download the One Spot Media app and watch on the go. Purchase your pay-per-view ticket.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream. I have a dream that someday this will be a better life.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello to Jeannie Chambers. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for tuning in. Jacqueline Simmons, hello. Inez Iona Campbell, welcome. Faye Weller, good afternoon. Always a pleasure to have you on board Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. Let's hop across to YouTube and see what's happening there. Holy Mountain of Fire International Ministries says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, from our church family in Coleyville, Manchester. So this is Holy Mountain of Fire International Ministries in Coleyville, Manchester. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Errol in New Jersey says, good afternoon, Dervan and listeners. To you too, Errol. Sean says, good afternoon. To you too, Sean. Good afternoon. Shane Burke exclaims, what's up? What's up to you too, Shane Burke? Casita Johnson says, blessed Monday, Mr. Malcolm, with respect on your good show. Thank you very much. Carol Williams says, hi, Dervan. It is very sad how in the past our Jamaican artists embrace Snoop Dogg, American rapper. He won the Grammy. History repeated itself last night here in the USA again. We need to open our eyes, says Carol Williams. Well, look, we and here in Jamaica, and in particular, those of the Rastafarian faith have long been led to create this music we call reggae, this genre of music that we refer to as reggae. And so we have long known, especially those of the Rastafarian faith, who laid the foundation for this life-changing, world-leading musical expression. And over time, naturally, we have endeared the rest of the world to us as a people through our music. And yes, reggae is one of them, is one form. Of course, we have mento. Let me see if I can remember the order. Well, maybe no particular order, but off the top of my head, mento, ska, rock steady, reggae, and dance hall. I hope I didn't miss any. And so there are different genres we have given to the world. Now, what do we expect if we give the world something to consume? They're not only going to consume it, and they will consume it, but over time, they're going to want to reproduce in their own way, in their own style, with their own texture, reggae. And there are certain elements that would make it authentic reggae. And there are others, well, you'd maybe have to call it something else. And so it's not for us to be despondent and in despair, but when these things happen, they remind us that we have been sitting on a gold mine for a very long time, and we're still sitting on it in a number of respects. And we need to recognize that there's a lot of value here. There's a lot of value. There's a lot more value to be added. And that's something we don't do very well at, some of us. So let us do what we know how to do. I mean, who can do reggae better than the people of the land of reggae? Come on now. Let's just do it and keep doing it and keep improving on it and keep adding value to it. And yes, by all means, if we need to collaborate, go ahead and collaborate for the betterment of the music, one way or another. And just do what we know how best to do. Part of the problem is that we get distracted and some of us end up majoring in the minor. So we do recordings. I heard Shaggy responding to, well, in his interview with Ian Boyne on Profile years ago, Shaggy was making the point that we keep creating recordings, and I'm choosing my words carefully. We keep creating recordings without recordings that I'm trying to remember the exact term that Shaggy used. He said we keep creating recordings that don't have visa or can't get a visa. Something to that effect. In other words, it's fine if we want to create recordings only for people in Jamaica, only for Jamaicans, and things that with expressions that only Jamaicans can understand. If we want to do that, nothing wrong with that if people want to do that, but recognize that that is not going to go beyond the shores of Jamaica. And so when we put out recordings, we want to ensure that there are elements in there, the key elements. We know there's a hook is important, and people, who knows a lot about these things. She's not the only one, but I happen to have been in her space while she was doing a presentation. Elaine, good afternoon to you, Elaine, wherever in the world you are. Good afternoon. Such a wonderful young lady. And I can say that because I know I have a few years more than she does. But anyway, so I listened to her in a presentation. She was doing a workshop with potential entrants in the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, popular song contest. And I learned a few things. I made notes as well in terms of the elements that make a recording one that would cause people to stop and listen, or just to automatically, instinctively hum or otherwise croon a tune. as a result of hearing that particular recording. So a hook is essential, and there are other elements, but I'm not the expert. I'll have to call my friend Elaine and ask her to remind me of some of those elements. And good afternoon to your mom as well, Elaine, and your father. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your family. So, Elaine, one of these days, we need to, when you're not on air on the edge, one of these days, we'll have you remind us of those key elements. But seriously though, it is what it is. It is what it is. And there are those who learn music or try to learn music. There are those in Jamaica who, as over the decades we have gotten, there are those who are they're just gifted. And we have produced those, and we're still producing those, just gifted with words and production and all the necessary elements that go into musical productions. A lot of raw talent. But then there are those who, even with that raw talent, are keen on learning music, so that when you talk about key in a recording session, you don't see them reaching for their car keys. You get the picture. I got that one from Tony Lang. I heard him with it years ago. He was saying some so-called artists. When you ask them about key, they start searching around for their car keys, as opposed to reference to their to musical keys. Here's someone we haven't seen online at least not on our platform. Maybe he's been elsewhere. Wesley Cunningham, otherwise known as Rusty Back. He got that name from Tony Lang years ago. Rusty Back. Wesley Cunningham in, where is he again? He is in the hills of St. Anne. Where in St. Anne? Is it Claremont? Where in St. Anne is he again? Remind us, please, Wesley Cunningham. Good to see you. Donovan Campbell, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you. Alexandria, thank you very much, Wesley Cunningham in Alexandria, St. Anne. Thank you very much for responding. What a swift reply. Alexandria, St. Anne. You see, we even forgot where you live, where you're originally from, because it's been a while. But it's good to see you, Wesley Cunningham. Cherry Henry is wishing everybody a good afternoon. Good afternoon, Cherry Henry. Asha Ash says, hi, Dervan. Looking good from my side, London, England. Welcome, Asha Ash. I'm not sure how to read that. Is it the angle from which you're seeing me? You like that angle? I don't know. Or is the angle from which, I don't know. Never mind. Good afternoon to you, Asha Ash, and hello to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in England. Carol Williams, we're not sure if you got the answer you were looking for, or comment in respect of your message on YouTube. If not, please go ahead and tell us otherwise. Thank you very much. We have a call. Is the caller still there? Yes. Sean, otherwise known as Matthew. Sean, on the text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Let's hear what Matthew has to say this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I am great so far. I'm doing great. Yes, I want to have this interesting topic right now. I want to talk about violence against women and girls in Jamaica. Why men have to put their hands on a woman.
One moment. Tell us more after the break, please. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
the Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also, learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Tings Hardware and Farm Store, Chadai Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Boscobel Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Alice Duaney and Company Limited.
A new record.
Tears come to my eyes, just as a blind. I have a dream that someday we'll all.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Let's go back to Matthew, otherwise known as Sean, on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. You were talking about your concern with respect to the treatment of our women and girls. Please continue.
This topic is a very interesting topic. It is also a very serious topic, though I really want to have this discussion. My views on this topic is that I don't understand why Jamaican men have to put his hand on a woman, maybe because he doesn't appreciate her, he doesn't know to talk to a woman properly. Without a woman, he wouldn't be on this earth. Because women give birth to us as men. I don't understand why a man don't respect his wife or his significant other, his spouse or his girlfriend. But whatever I'm saying is I don't understand why a man has to put his hand on a woman. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yes, we've based on how we have been socialized, that thought doesn't even cross the mind in terms of ever doing harm to a girl or a woman. We grew up with a mother who demonstrated to us by virtue of how she lived her life, how you carry yourself in such a way that you command respect. You don't have to demand it. And also for us to demonstrate a level of respect for everyone, for sure. However, let's recognize as well that there is a way in which we relate, in the case of those of us who are males, how we relate to the females. And with proper socialization, a lot of us have been able to do so the appropriate way. Unfortunately, there are others of us who see the female as a thing, who see females as things, and sadly, some even to the point of being disposable. I'm just telling it as it is. There are those who think along those lines and believe that they own this individual, and they behave in a lot. A lot of us as males tend to behave in a controlling way. We believe that this is not even this is my spouse, or this is my girlfriend, or this is my wife, but am I ting this? Am I ting this? That kind of a phraseology that suggests that this person is not, or this is not a person. This is not someone with her own sense of self and her own mind to make her decision as to whether she wants to start a relationship or continue a relationship or end a relationship. Some of us, too many of us, feel that no, it can't go so, and that kind of thing. So and then there are those who prey on little girls. Our little girls, some of them have been through so much at such a young age. I think the statistics show a high level of abuse of females in Jamaica. It's just one of those things that, sadly, it's almost like a culture of behavior that has been nurtured in this country, where we seek to denigrate the females, and just total disrespect and belittling the female, and it's just not right. It's just not right, and those of us who know better must continue to do better.
Yes, right. But yesterday, I was watching an interview on a young lady's YouTube channel. She interviewed two beautiful 19-year-old women. These three women shared their story, and these women said to her that they were in an abusive relationship because one of this woman, her brother abused her when she was 5 years old. He touched her. Maybe he was trying to rape her or whatever. How could a man do that to his little sister? Why did he have to do that to her? If he wants a woman, he must find himself a wife or a girlfriend. I don't understand why some men have to do that. I'm very disappointed in these people. I'm very disappointed with them. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes, it's part of a culture of violence. Actually, it's really part of our culture of violence, and some of us prey, PREY, on people, and in the statistics show women are the main victims, and that's not to say that
cyber crimes and sexual abuse, correct?
And related matters. Yes, it's very serious. Our females cannot mature in peace. Some of us can't allow, don't feel, they feel as if,
for
yes.
instance, let us tell you something. You know that I love women, I appreciate them. I would never say to myself that I would put a hand on my arm, my girlfriend, on my significant other. I would never do that to her because I love her and I appreciate her, because I want to start a family with her and those type of things. I would never do that to her. My family brought me up in the right and proper way. They trained me the right and proper way. What are your views on that?
Yeah, the reality is our males are largely socialized by our females, because most of our households are headed by females, and it seems one way of trying to change that narrative, to eliminate or minimize the likelihood of a male abusing a female, that the females who are largely raising not just other females, but also males, and in particular males, that they apply a level of rigor and thought and love and empathy and all the other emotional elements that are key parts of socialization, and not just focus on material things, but to help to develop those softer skills. So for example, you see some young fellas walking with a female, and what they do, they call it in Jamaica, they gallus the girl. The way that's in reference to how they put the hand around the neck as if they're trying to choke the female. How many males know that if you're walking with a female, you're supposed to walk on the outside and the female on the inside, right? And so on and so forth.
But every time when I listen to the news, I heard that teenage 16-year-old girls have been raped by their 19-year-old boyfriends that they have, and some of these girls dropped out of school because they got pregnant, because those men military raped them. Because many girls under the age of 18 get married to a man in his 30s. But hold
on. Hello. Yeah, I'm not sure about the many. That's an opinion. That's not a fact.
Yes, but I don't know why these underage girls up to date, older men, their parents need to talk to them about these things, right?
Yeah, well, it works both ways. Sometimes when you listen to some of the stories of females, and I feel so privileged to have grown up with females. I mean, obviously, apart from my mother and my sisters, to have had the company of females who carried themselves in such a way that they commanded respect and engaged in a general mutual respect and regard. And I am one of the beneficiaries of of the kind of engagements, the kind of relationships between male and female that have been enriching to me, and I would hope enriching to my female friends as well. But it's for me personally, it's always a wonderful feeling to be in the company of females. Wonderful feeling.
Yes, okay. One last thing. This final topic I'm going to talk about.
One moment, please. One moment, please. One moment.
Yes.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also, learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Teams Hardware and Farm Store, Chada Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Basketball Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Ellis Duane and Company Limited.
A new record.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 4:02. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4 heures de 现在. TDN le 4:02 fen. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Wesley Cunningham in Alexandria, St. Anne, says, thanks for the response and welcome. I have difficulty getting Poro 106 sometimes. Sorry to hear that. Whenever that happens, though, Wesley, please let us know, so we can share the information with the engineers. Karine Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, listeners and viewers. To you too, Karine Campbell. Natalie Winter says, good afternoon, all. Big up, Dervan family and friends. Keep safe and secure. Keep up the great work. Blessed and high regards. Thank you, Natalie. She says, ladies must behave as ladies and don't let men use and abuse them. Yes. Yeah, in fact, we've said it from time to time on radio that a lot of our females don't recognize the power that they have. It is a lot. They females are very powerful people, and that's not to diminish the power of men. That's just not possible. They're on a different level in terms of their power. And this is part of why the socialization is so important, because if they're socialized to recognize that they are as powerful as any other human being on the face of the earth, then perhaps they would assert themselves. At least those who haven't maybe will assert themselves a little more with that kind of socialization. But that's not going to change. And I've always been this way. I've always been a big fan of the female, big fan of the female, and whatever I can do to help, to protect, to care for, I've always relished being able to do that. And so more of us need to, those of us who are as men or as males, males, need to be, some more of us need to be a little more careful and caring and kind and warm and friendly and all of these wonderful things. And that's not to say that we don't have females who, for whatever reason, maybe the lack of proper socialization, who come across as being crude and crass and so on and so forth. But of course, those of us who know better should just continue to do better, and and let's see what comes from that. So let's go back to wrap our conversation with Sean, otherwise known as Matthew. Yes, Matthew.
Yes, I'm here again. Good afternoon again. The final topic that I'm going to talk about is teenage pregnancy that takes place with our Jamaican girls. Many teenage girls get pregnant all the time. They drop out of high school and they never finish high school. What are your views about teenage pregnancy in Jamaica with our teenage girls?
I don't know. I haven't done any research, or I haven't read any recent research with respect to the number of teenagers who are dropping out of school on account of becoming pregnant and so on and so forth. I haven't seen any recent figures in that regard, so I'm not able to say whether the incidence of female of teenage pregnancy is higher or lower or has stabilized. What we do know is that there is a program by the Women's Center of Jamaica, I believe that.
Yes, and the National HIV STI program as well.
Right, and there's an initiative where those teenagers who end up becoming pregnant while still in school, that they're able to continue their studies and at the same time take care of the child. But something just came into my head. I'm trying to remember if it was a jingle put out by Family Planning some years ago. Before you be a mother, you've got to be a woman. Before you, something, words to that effect. I seem to recall that campaign years ago. And invariably, this is what happens. We have a situation where boy meets girl, and for whatever reason, boy decide they both decide to explore, and in exploring, they find out that the girl is pregnant, and then, unfortunately, more often than not, what happens is that the girl is left to deal with that child, and the boy continues with his life, so to speak, unhindered, in a manner of speaking, because the child is being taken care of by the mother and the grandmother, and maybe even the great grandmother or the auntie or whoever else. Because as much as the mothers of these girls who get pregnant in their teenage years, as much as it might upset them and they want to put out, and some of them do put out their daughters as well, who end up in this situation, at some point they end up either caring for the child or accepting that this is their grandchild. But what we have to encourage as a people, as a country, as a nation, is a greater sense. And I know we're in the age now where we have to be sensitive because the world has never been more pluralistic than it is now. But for the most part, there's a recognition of the need for family and the importance of family. And therefore, we want to engender and nurture that more of that spirit of family. And if we have that, we are more likely to minimize some of the trappings of unplanned, reckless behavior. So we really need to focus on the family, on rebuilding the family, the Jamaican family. Unfortunately, we have been struggling in a number of respects. And if we can just spend more time, if we can just forget about the politics, for example, and just go all out in a campaign that that speaks to values and attitudes and other elements that are key to raising men and women of integrity.
Men and women of integrity, correct, you're right,
yes, because that's what we need more of.
Many
yes.
of these teenage girls get pregnant in high school without contraceptive and birth controls, and they really have to use these things to prevent STI.
Well, that's where the family comes in, because we must have a unit called the family that is able to prevail upon the girls in the family to say, look here now, seriously, let's talk seriously. And likewise, as males, we have to have that kind of reasoning as well with our boys and our men. So we really need all hands on deck. But fundamentally, RESPECT, respect. Respect is a must. As Bob Marley said, I don't care who the guy is. Respect is due. Just respect. Basic respect. Basic respect. If we can start there, respect for each other, respect for one another, then we can move on to the next level and the next level and the next level. But if there is fundamentally no respect, then as Bob Marley says, everywhere is war. It's going to be just war, because there's the general absence of respect. And it's part of our Jamaican narrative, where a man say, respect my youth, respect elder, respect. That's a Jamaican thing, and we need to continue. We need in areas where we have lost it, we need to resurrect respect in this country. In areas where we have lost it, you don't just step past someone without saying good morning or good afternoon or good evening or good night, or or just hello, hi, and you continue. So it's just getting back to who we are as Jamaicans. This is the kind of people we are. People who tell everybody good morning. You step into a place, morning, afternoon, or if you step past somebody and you remember you didn't say morning, oh, sorry, morning, or respect. Yeah, we need to get back there. We need to get back there.
Yes, okay, you're absolutely right. Because when some of these young girls get pregnant in high school, it can cause them suicidal thoughts. They are thought about that because of what happened to them in high school.
Yeah, and we where we need to place the emphasis is at the preventative stage, where we can we can help.
Yes, let's tell you something. I love to call in on this program. The reason why I love to call in on this program all the time, because I love to talk of the things them as a Jamaican man I am. I love to talk of the things. We need to talk about these things. We have to empower our Jamaican young people.
Great. Thank you very much for raising these issues. And thank you for staying in touch with us. Thanks for listening as well. All the best.
Okay. Yes.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're up on another break. More in a moment.
Get high-quality blinds and beautiful windows, drapes, and wooden flooring from Sam the Blind Man, 40 Barnett Street, Montego Bay. The time by Sam the Blind Man is 4:15.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years. That's right. Join us on Thursdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. Compliments of the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, educating, advocating, empowering. Under the Law, Thursdays on Power 106 FM.
I have a dream that someday we'll all walk hand in hand. I have a dream that someday for our children this will be a better life. Now maybe you can't see my need, and you can't see my dream, but I'm sure someday you'll understand. It can all be better if we get it together and bring it to
Que ora es en español, son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. 现在 TDN 了 4DN Shi Liu Fen. 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Good afternoon to Leotine Brian. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to see you online. And Wesley in Alexandria, St. Anne, has committed to connecting with us whenever he's unable to hear Power 106 FM. Here's Miss Olive in Portmore connecting with us on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon, Miss Olive.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
How are you?
Just, oh boy, same old, breakfast as usual. No week, but God is good. Just hanging in there.
Yes. As Tony Lang would say, don't let go. Don't let go.
Yeah, no, sir, no, when I go, you mind me can drop me, not sitting up on ground when I want to pick up.
There you
so
go.
me not drop.
Right.
I'm just adding a little to the conversation you had earlier, where you talk about how women carry themselves. I remember, and if I never mentioned it to you, when I was in New York, I worked with a van company that transported visitors to Rikers Island. And I can remember two particular incidents. One woman, she was walking with a cane, and she had this man's name and thing tattoo on her body. And he shot her, and she ended up almost being paralyzed. And she was trying to figure out how she's going to get the man name and the name or whatever off her body. That was one. The second one, she ended up coming to Rikers with another man who was in jail. So it looked like she attached the men who were always in a jail. The second one now, I think she was Puerto Rican. And I remember her coming from her visit, and she was in tears. So I said to her, "What's the matter?" She said to me, "Miss Olive, I went to visit my boyfriend in jail, and he box me up and tell me, don't come back dressed up because she is making other prisoners take on to her. So she must dress down. In other words, dress down when she come in there." So I said to her, "And you're still going to continue coming to Ragavan? He is in jail, you're on the outside. You can't afford to make him think that he owns you. Look at us when you go home, look in the mirror and look at your face, how beautiful you are. Conduct yourself like a beautiful woman and don't make no man at all tell you how to dress and when to what." So he called the corrections officer and tell him to discontinue the visit because of that. After him done box her up, him call the person in charge of the visit and tell him this visit is over. So she had to leave. Just like that. Oh boy, I tell you, Dervan, when you go to these places, you learn so much about how women and men behave. You understand? But some of them just don't learn. They don't learn. So I was just, when somebody sent you a text saying that some of these women allow men to treat them a certain way, that's why I called. That's the reason I called. Okay?
Yes.
Right,
Yes. Thanks for sharing. You too.
I'm running out of breath.
All right.
Running out of breath.
All right. Take it easy.
Sweets, have a blessed week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. We have messages that we need to clear, and some of them dating as far back as the 2nd of April. That was Saturday. Lloyd in Philadelphia, good afternoon to you. And let's see who else is messaging us down the line here. We're clearing some of the messages right now. Stand by. We're getting to yours in a moment. Franklin McDonald says, just a reminder that tomorrow is the anniversary of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Yes, indeed. We did remember Franklin McDonald. Thank you very much for the reminder. But we did remember, and that's why we selected Langston Hughes's poem this afternoon, A Dream Deferred, and we paired that with Solomon Burke's I Have a Dream, a recording which itself has the authentic voice of the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But since we have read your message and you have taken us there, let's remind our listeners at home and abroad that just after 6 o'clock in the evening on this day in 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was fatally shot while standing on the balcony outside his second-story room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. The civil rights leader was in Memphis to support a sanitation workers' strike and was on his way to dinner when a bullet struck him in the jaw and severed his spinal cord. King was pronounced dead after his arrival at a Memphis hospital. He was 39 years old. His assassination came just 24 hours after delivering the mountaintop speech. Martin Luther King Jr. drew a lot of inspiration from Jamaica. He visited Jamaica several times in his lifetime. January 31, 1967, He was at the Jamaica Hilton Hotel in Miami Bay in St. Anne, finalizing the copy of a new book he was writing. He was also presented with the keys to the city of Kingston at a civic ceremony at the National Stadium in June 1965. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was in Jamaica to deliver the sermon at the UWI's valedictory service on Sunday, the 20th of June, 1965. Here's what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. thought about Jamaica. These are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm about to read. And so for those days, we traveled all over Jamaica. And over again, I was impressed by one thing. Here you have people from many national backgrounds: Chinese, Indians, so-called Negroes. And every time I share this extensive quotation of Martin Luther King Jr., I pause whenever I say so-called Negroes, lest people take offense, just to explain what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. meant by so-called Negroes. In America at the time, people who looked like him were referred to as Negroes. Negroes. So when he came to Jamaica, based on how he saw Jamaicans relating to each other, Black Jamaicans, white Jamaicans, brown Jamaicans, Indian Jamaicans, Chinese Jamaicans, etc., he marveled because he wasn't accustomed to seeing that in America. And so when he says so-called Negroes, he's saying, well, so-called from the standpoint of, well, they might look like us Negroes, and they might be called Negroes, but they are not being treated like how Negroes were being treated in the United States of America. So let's get back to the speech now. So he says, and so for those days, we traveled all over Jamaica. And over again, I was impressed by one thing. Here you have people from many national backgrounds: Chinese, Indians, so-called Negroes, and you can just go down the line. Europeans and people from many, many nations. Do you know they all live there? And they have a motto in Jamaica: out of many people, one people. And they say, here in Jamaica, we're not Chinese, make it plain. We're not Japanese. We're not Indians. We're not Negroes. We're not Englishmen. We're not Canadians. But we are all one big family of Jamaicans. One day, again, if you're just tuning in, these are the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was assassinated on this day in 1968. What else did he say? He said, after saying all those wonderful things about Jamaica, he says, one day here in America, I hope that we will see this and we will become one big family of Americans. Not white Americans, not Black Americans, not Jewish or Gentile Americans, not Irish or Italian Americans, not Mexican Americans, not Puerto Rican Americans, but just Americans. One big family of Americans. And a couple of other quotations. He also said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that is, also said, if it falls to our luck to be street sweepers, sweep the streets like Raphael painted pictures, like Michelangelo carved marble, like Shakespeare wrote poetry, and like Beethoven composed music. Sweep the streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth would have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper. And the last of the quotations we'll share with you now is from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of course. The great challenge facing all of us today is to somehow stand before the opportunities of the moment and face the challenges of the hour with creativity and with commitment and with determination.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services. Environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution-oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. doing Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM. April is Farmers Month, and we're giving back to you. Tune in every Wednesday during Farming Today on Farm Talk as we give away prizes and surprises. Also, learn about some of the institutions that play an important role as catalysts for Jamaica's future farmers. That's Farming Today every Wednesday during Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:45 a.m. Brought to you by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited, 2 East Ashland Road, Kingston.
We could all be better if we get it together and dream, dream. I have a dream.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:29. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:09. 现在几点了？5点加29分。29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us via WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Let's throw back to 2002. On this day in 2002, government spending for the new fiscal year was cut by $9.8 billion from the 2001 revised figures. Finance and Planning Minister Dr. Omar Davies, on this day in 2002, tabled a $210 billion estimates of expenditure for the 2002-2003 fiscal year. The figures were 13.2% higher than 2001's $185.4 billion approved budget. And one more before we go back to the messages. 2005. On this day in 2005, a livid Alston Stewart, executive chairman of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, dared persons, he says, are attempting to assassinate his character to produce evidence of claims of corruption at the agency or shut up. His exact words were, anybody who has any evidence of the minutest offense from an integrity, fiduciary point of view, kindly step forward or please shut your damn mouth. Those were the words of Alston Stewart, the then executive chairman of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, on this day in 2005. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Mr. McDonald, we hope you heard all the information we shared with respect to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and that you got it. Hope you got it. Let's move on as we continue to clear both relevant and irrelevant messages. Dorrit Allen, hello to you. How are you? And Elvis, Bishop Douglas Gooden in, well, you can never tell where Bishop Gooden is on any given day. He could very well be on the continent of Africa, or in Orlando, Florida, or in the hills of Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica. Yeah. Let's go through the line quickly and come to Ras Aster Black. We see your message. Thank you very much for sharing. And let's go up the line. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Monday to you and your listeners. Is there a division developing between Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean following the announcement of Senator Johnson Smith's candidacy for the post of Secretary General of the Commonwealth? And if so, why? Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, if you were to cast your mind back to, and this could go back, when some things have happened, that have led to some kind of angst and in some instances animosity among some Caribbean leaders, notably Prime Minister Holness of Jamaica, Prime Minister Mia Mottley in Barbados. We have had, and then there is, I think, Venezuela in the mix. I'm trying to remember. There was another. In other words, what we're saying, Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, and then of course there was the Donald Trump presidency and certain statements that were made as if to warn Caribbean leaders who take one position as opposed to another of the consequences that could flow from that. So there have been people taking certain nuanced positions and so on and so forth. And the situation with the Commonwealth Secretary General, there was a bit of a controversy somewhere there, and there was a matter. She was supposed to be seeking re-election, and then some kind of a change was necessitated. Some people said engineered by whomever or whichever faction or whichever. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to sift through it. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. But I've read and heard and understood enough to be able to conclude that all of this boils down to one thing: EGO. I guarantee you that. EGO. Ego. Ego is at the heart of this, I'm not even sure what to call it, but that is, I would like to think, based on my reading of all of this, that it boils down to EGO, ego, ego. So where it's at now, Clarkey Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, the last story I saw was that CARICOM leaders are going to be meeting, they're going to be meeting later this week to discuss this latest controversy that has arisen after the announcement from Jamaica that the country's Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, will be challenging the incumbent Baroness Patricia Scotland for the post of Commonwealth Secretary General in June. Now, I'm just reiterating, the story is published in today's Observer. So just reiterating and giving you some more information that at the end of the March 1 to 2 intersessional summit, which was held in Belize, CARICOM leaders, and I believe Minister Johnson-Smith represented the Jamaica at that intersessional summit held in Belize. CARICOM leaders at the time issued a communique expressing their overwhelming support for the re-election of Baroness Patricia Scotland as Secretary General of the Commonwealth. So something happened between then and now, because at the end of the March 1 to 2 intersessionals, apart from all the antecedents, all the other things that might have contributed, all the other things that happened before this, but if at the end of the March 1 to 2 intersessional summit held in Belize, CARICOM leaders issued a communique expressing their overwhelming support for the re-election of Baroness Patricia Scotland as Secretary General of the Commonwealth. If that was the position, then what has changed? What has happened since then? What happened? What happened? Well, here's some more. Baroness Patricia Scotland was elected to the post at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Malta in 2015, and her re-election was scheduled to take place during the June 20 to 25 Commonwealth Summit in Kigali, Rwanda. Baroness Scotland is the second Secretary General from the Caribbean and the first woman to hold the post. So all of this seemed as if everything was fine until last Friday, when it was announced, and this was announced in media or in journalism. Friday is just not the day that you want to put out a story in terms of to make an announcement or some kind of a special declaration. Traditionally, when you put it out on a Friday, it gets swallowed up into the weekend. And so people either don't hear about it or it just dies over the weekend. So last Friday, it was announced that Minister Johnson-Smith would be seeking to replace Baroness Scotland. And the Office of the Prime Minister described her as eminently qualified for the post, and that she had held several crucial leadership posts, both regionally and internationally. So let's see how it all unfolds. But it it is it's an indication that there are all kinds of matters at play, one way or another. I guess we will all know eventually why we are here now, as opposed to where we're coming from, and then to see where we're going. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Manage your waste and save. Learn more about various wastewater systems for farms and residential use, assistance in getting NEPA licenses, and monitoring and characterization of your wastewater. Tune in to Real Business this and every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for Manage Your Waste and Save. Brought to you by the Scientific Research Council Wastewater Management Services, environmentally conscious, responsive, and solution oriented. That's Manage Your Waste and Save. Listen to every Tuesday at 10 a.m. during Real Business, right here on Power 106 FM.
It's a clean start. This is it. This is it.
The Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships takes place from Tuesday, April 5 to Saturday, April 9 at the National Stadium. Power 106 FM will bring you updates on the championships from April 5 to 9. Tune in to both sides of the story, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 for updates. Roundup during Power Play, Tuesday, April 5 to Friday, April 8 from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and live simulcast on Saturday, April 9. Coverage of the Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championships will be brought to you by Imperial Optical Jamaica, Lock Safe and Vault Limited, Topper Teams Hardware and Farm Store, Chada Distributors Limited, Wellington Dental, Massive Used Parts, Super Value Auto Care Center Limited, James Lumber Yard, Barry's Hardware, VW Investments, Basketball Hardware, PA Benjamin Manufacturing Company Limited, and Alice Duaney and Company Limited.
a new record.
I have a dream that someday for our children
Que ahora es en español. Son las 5 menos 13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 13. 现在几点了？5点加13分。13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's clear a few more messages here on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Let's go to Norman Wright of Perishables, Jamaica, makers of the Tops and Sip a Couple lines of teas. Greetings to you. He says, greetings, Dervan. I'm in the classroom. Welcome, Norman Wright. And let's see. Ren Mendez says, Sir D, good afternoon. In respect to sitting on a gold mine, I attended a Jamaica 60th celebration launch a couple weeks ago, and it was mentioned that Jamaica was about to build a reggae and an athletic museum. Ren Mendez. Well, you know what? that sports museum should have been built a long time ago, from the time when Jesse Owens gave the commitment that he would be, because he was here in Jamaica for the I think it was the groundbreaking ceremony for the national stadium, and he offered one of his medals. And if you don't know who Jesse Owens is, uh, just Google Jesse Owens. that he would give one of his medals. No, he asked for the honor of if he would be granted such a privilege to have one of his medals hanging in the Jamaica Sports Museum among those of the great Herb McKinley and Arthur Wint, etc., etc. And the question is, what did they do with Jesse Owens's medal? He gave it to Jamaica. Where is it? Because that was supposed to, because part of the plan to build the National Stadium, what was supposed to have been included was a museum. Because if you're going to the National Stadium for a sporting events, here's an opportunity to learn about the sporting giants. So there's supposed to be a museum built into the stadium as well. No such thing up to now, up until this point. So, Ren Mendez, let's see. And the same goes for reggae, except that the music side seems to be a little more organized. It's not where it should be, I don't think, but a little more organized in that regard. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and to everyone. God bless you all, Sir Malcolm. I don't hear Ricardo Porteous. Hope he's doing good, Sir Malcolm. Well, we haven't received any messages from him in a while. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. Ricardo Porteous, if you're out there listening, would love to hear from you. Confirmation that all is well. Here's another message. Hi, Dervan. I would like to send a message to these so-called gifted artists or artistes. I am 2 days older than Bob Marley. He took me and unnamed friends to where? To Chocolate Moor to start the Victors Band. We took one look and never went back. We were about 12, yes. Education was too important to us in Canada. I saw so many lives destroyed. People coming here think they are gifted. No education. Jackie Me Too was one. I made sure I educated myself, got me an education, a good job. I'm now 77 and no burden to Babsy Grange. And I think that's reference to the fact that she holds the portfolio for entertainment, and her ministry has had to step in on occasion to support families of deceased reggae superstars or music pioneers. I am shocked when I watch the Teach Them interviews. I was something or another to join bands here in Canada. God bless, and the people who raised me in Jamaica. Musicians, is there a pen in your plan? That's the question from someone in Canada on our WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346. WhatsApp is telling us that the person is Clifford. And here is, who is this now? This is good afternoon to Sidonie De Pass, otherwise known as Miss Nene, or Nene for short. How are you? Good afternoon. All right. I'm not sure if I was supposed to get this message. I'm trying to extension no . Incidentally, when did this come in? Today at 16:45, that's 4:45. Incidentally, on perusal of a life certificate, there's nowhere on the document that requires date from me. No wonder I was so confused at that explanation. I called the department this afternoon 7 times. Each time the recording says your call is important to us. I obeyed all the promptings only to be connected to my party's extension number on 6 occasions. Same rings incessantly with no answer and no intervention from the person or voice prompting me. It is so sad. I still hope for your intervention while I patiently wait. I can appreciate that your hands are full. Thanks in advance. God bless you. I love your mother. A job well done. She's watching over you as you bless us with this one-of-a-kind program. Please bear with my litany. Respectfully, Nene in Kingston. Well, thank you very much, Miss Nene. I have to say Miss. It's the way I was brought up. Miss Nene. Uh, I'm sorry. I think we missed your first message. I think that was the problem. I don't think we got around to reading your first message. Oh, what time is it? Do we have time? My abiding respect to you, Sir Dervan, my evolutionist, el professor par excellence. I crave your attention to a disservice I experienced yesterday, March 31st, at the hands of the Accountant General's Department. My pension for March. My pension is lodged from the department monthly to my account at a bank. I happened to visit this bank yesterday, first since COVID, due to a business emergency. My balance was insufficient, and on inquiry, discovered no lodgement was made. On contacting a representative, I was told that I was removed from the system because I did not date the life certificate. My pleading as to when I would be paid and came to no intervention except I could call in next week. That's for the year of healthy aging. Thanks for your intervention. If possible, I'm 81 plus and served 25 years of my 35 years at Spanish Town Hospital. Thanks for reading. A bit late for this evening, but as your ardent listener, I will be listening next week. Life spared. I'm Nene. Have a safe weekend. P.S. Evolutionist, elocutionist. No, this is a serious matter. Thank you. Sorry we didn't get around to reading the message on Friday. We read part 2 today, and then we went back to part 1 of your message. Let's see. We will ruminate on this and message you with a suggestion or some contact to see how what can be done to assist you in that regard. But for the time being, can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Monday, the 4th of April, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Stands out in my soul and my mind. Tears come to my eyes. Just as a blind. Oh, I have a dream that someday we'll all walk hand in hand. I have a dream that someday for our children this will be a better life. Now maybe you can't see my pain, you can't see my dream, but I'm sure someday you'll understand. It can all be better if we get it together and learn to sing it with me. Oh, my dream come true for me and for you. Dream, the impossible dream.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM.